Welcome back to ESA Winter 2021. We're raising money for Alzheimer's Fonden. Links to donate can be found below the stream. We would also like to thank Koei Tecmo Europe, Neo2, the Complete Edition, Twitch and ViewSonic for sponsoring this event. Now it's time for Snack running Castlevania. Take it away.
Hey, thanks, IdeGod. Hey everybody, I'm 2Snack and I'm a Castlevania speedrunner. I've had the world record in this game 4 times. I'm currently 3rd place, and by the time I finish this run, I might be in 4th place because the category has a lot of heat these days, which is super exciting. So today I want to kind of show you a little bit about my favorite speedrun and talk to you about why I think it's a great speedrun for anybody, including those of you at home that might be interested in speedrunning but haven't pulled the trigger and gotten your feet wet yet. Because I think it's a really good hobby and my friends that know me, they know I'm a bit of an evangelist when it comes to basically anything, the music I like, the games I like to play, and the hobbies that I enjoy. So I think Castlevania speedrunning is a really good starter speedrun because it's relatively simple. You know, like when you play Mega Man, and you jump with Rockman, you can wiggle around in the air, which, adds a lot of variance to like how you can perfectly execute things. But in Castlevania, you jump off and you're committed, and that's a criticism that people have because being able to wiggle around in the air is a lot of fun. But it's kind of like real life, right? If I jump off a wall or something, it's not like I can be like, I actually want to be a few pixels back that way and I can adjust myself mid-air. I'm basically committed to the jump. But what that actually means is that as we're speedrunning it, there's a lot of simplicity added to the game because there's not 1,000 ways to do things like there are in other games. Another reason why I think it's a good speedrun for anybody that's interested in getting into speedrun is because it's a short game. It's 12 minutes long. And I would say that's one of the biggest things for me getting into speedrunning to look for in a game. It's something that's pretty short. I've watched a lot of really good speedruns. One of my favorite speedruns to watch a couple of years ago was the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee speedrun. But that's a few hours long, and you have to wait like several minutes just before you just waiting for the title screen and the opening intro and everything to finish up to see if you got the right stats to see if you can even continue with your Eevee. So, I like a game where I can go to work, have dinner with my girlfriend, play with my dogs for a little bit, and then I can still hammer out several attempts later that night in a 2 or 3 hour stream. Another reason why I think Castlevania is a great speed game is because the soundtrack is awesome. If you're thinking about speedrunning at home and you haven't pulled the trigger yet, picking the right first game is going to be really important for you. You'll probably want to play something that you can just keep playing without taking a break. Like let's say that one of your favorite games growing up was like A Link to the Past, right? Link to the Past is a great game and a great speed game, so you'll want to make sure that it's a game that you can keep having fun with as you play through it. And coincidentally, Link to the Past has an awesome soundtrack, so I think it would be a great pick for a game, even though it's not a particularly short run. Because what you'll be doing at first, if you haven't done any speed gaming before, is you're just going to be playing through the same game over and over again, just trying to get better, just trying to complete a run without dying or whatever, right? So, I think that's pretty important. I'm going to try a trick. I'm going to try a critical hit strike on this boss here. Nice, we got it. Okay, great. Okay, I think now between these levels is a good time for some donations if you have something to read out.
Alright, of course. We have a $10 donation from Lat Mackey, which is, by the way, the next runner right after this with more Castlevania. And he says, good luck, Snake. And let's hit that Big John bonus. And indeed, that is going towards the Big John bonus run, which is this crazy world of golf, of course. And we're only a little more away than, only just about $100 away from hitting that.
Yeah, thanks, Lat. Lat Mackey had me on his podcast a couple months ago. That was a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to his Rondo of Blood speed run. Rondo of Blood is a Castlevania game that I hadn't heard about until I actually started speed gaming because it wasn't released in the U.S. Maybe it's for like PC Engine or something like that. I don't know the system exactly, but you can get it on Wii Virtual Console. But it's basically it was what Dracula X was a port from. And Dracula X is like kind of charming in its own way, but I don't think it's a great game. Whereas Rondo Blood's a very good game, and I believe he's playing Maria %. if memory serves, and that's an awesome speed run. This is definitely the hardest level in the game, in the level that folks need the most practice with. But I've actually created a tutorial, so a lot of the stuff in Castlevania can actually be manipulated. And I'm going to do a manipulation right now that my buddy Ouija Wee came up with. This is one of the most dangerous screens in the game, but by doing pretty precise movement, I can guarantee that like that fireball seemed perilous, but it's all manipulated, so it's on script and we don't have anything to worry about it. As will these, as will this pattern that the mummies give us. It will also be manipulated. Yeah, good stuff there. So, I think new players really get a lot of benefit from a lot of the materials that the Castlevania community has come together and put together. Level 3 is one of the biggest ones. The difference between kind of manipulated strats for beginners and world record strats for level 3 are just a couple of seconds, so it's not like you're gonna have to blow half your run doing all these baby strats. The baby strats in this game are only slightly slower than the world record strats, which is it's great for accessibility. It's great for racing, we race as a community every Thursday night on racetime.gg, and not gonna lie to you, the very best players in the world, the folks that are the deepest on the leaderboard, they're gonna win the majority of races just because they have more hours in the game and they're just better. But it's still anybody's game. Me and my peers towards the top of the list have gotten last in these races, and folks that have just been playing for a couple of months have won these races too. So it's just like anything else. You can get a little lucky, people can get a little unlucky, and like I said, the difference between world record strats and pretty good strats in a lot of these levels is just a couple seconds longer. So you can go, you can take safe strats and still win these races, which is really great for accessibility. I think accessibility is one of the most critical things for a good speed run. Another thing that I would consider, if you're just if you're thinking about getting into speedrunning and you're watching at home, is don't allow yourself to be intimidated by the best players. Let's say that you really like Super Mario Brothers 2, that's your favorite game, but you only ever watch Cool Kid, right? Sorry, 1 second. That's gonna be tough, right? Because you're seeing all these frame perfect tricks, all this amazing precision. Be sure to watch those streamers that are just getting into the game. The smaller streamers that don't have a lot of hours in the game, because you'll quickly see that they're able to also get pretty good times, and they're gonna be doing strats that you can do right away. So set modest goals for yourself. When I got in, Castlevania was actually my first speed game, and I'm really happy that it was, because Castlevania is a great speed game for a new player. And a big reason why I think I was successful is because I set modest goals for myself. My first goal, after even playing it for a little while, was I wonder if I can get a deathless run. I looked up I found a video on YouTube that was Castlevania deathless in 13 minutes, and just for reference, my PB right now is 11:20 something, 11:23 or 11:22. So 13 minutes is something. Okay, I need this meat here. I was trying to do it a fancy way instead of look like an idiot naturally. Set a modest goal for yourself. And I was I watched that video, and I hadn't yet completed a deathless run. I think my PB at the time was 13 minutes and 45 seconds or so. But I was watching this guy's run, and I was okay, they're solid. They're getting through the game. But I'm using better strats in a few of these places, which might coincidentally be why I keep dying, because I'm using harder strats. But I looked at this run, I was I can do this. So I started playing, and I finally got a deathless run, and it was a 12 something. So I was able to beat that 13-minute mark. So then naturally I start looking at the PBs for people that were in the high 1150s and the low 12.0x's. And again, I found myself thinking these folks are really executing clean runs, but they're not using the best strats. They're using pretty safe strats, and I was I can do this, So my next big goal was to try to get a sub 12-minute time, and sub 12-minute time is a big goal that people tend to go for in Castlevania. I'm taking a couple of extra hits there that I didn't want to take, and this is a super bad place to die. So little clinched over here. Hopefully we can stay alive. So, you know, just push yourself to that 12-minute goal, and I think that's what a lot of people do for this game. You know, it's like Mario. You might want to push for like a sub 5-minute time in Mario, for example. Okay. A little scary there. It's pretty routine, that screen. It's not too hard, but just like the slightest error would be my death, and it's really hard to recover if I die on that screen, so forgive me. Alright, I think we're going into the last level, so you can squeeze in another donation or two if you want.
Alright, we got a $10 donation from BioBillyBones saying, "Hey Snack, BioBillyBones here. Good luck with the run while Discord is cheering you on. Let's go, baby!"
Nice! Thank you so much, Billy.
And we got a very generous $50 from Iggy Zik saying, "Thank you all for an amazing week, less than 3.
I love less than 3. Thank you so much for the generous donations. That's awesome, and this is a great, you know, I'm really honored to be participating in this marathon because it's for a really good cause. And I appreciate you guys having me around. But yeah, like Starman just said in the chat, you know, like don't say I'm gonna learn how to speedrun tomorrow and I'm gonna get world record in Super Mario Brothers. You know, like you can do it. Like I think anybody that's watching can do it, but it's just a matter of like how much time you're willing to put into the game. You know, just like everything else, it just takes a lot of practice. So you know, set modest goals for yourself. Play a game that you want to play. You know, play a game that you legitimately enjoy. You know, even if you don't think it's going to bring you like the, you know, the most viewers or whatever in your Twitch channel, you know, just play what you want to play because that's magnetic and people really like that. Play something with a good soundtrack and you know, after you get those locked in and you start playing through it and you're feeling pretty comfortable, get involved in the community. Speaking as somebody from the Castlevania community, we love seeing new people in the Discord asking for help with strats and whatnot. So don't be afraid to stick your head in there and say, hey, what's up? Alright, good Dracula fight here. So we're about 30 seconds away from orb grab. So the time's going to stop here when the orb falls on my head. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright, and that's game. This is Castlevania. This is an awesome game with an even awesomer community, if that's even a real word. So, you know, if you're sitting at home and you're thinking about pulling the trigger on speedrunning, just download the emulator, grab a USB controller out of your storage bin, and get in there because it costs basically nothing to get started, and it's one of the best hobbies I've ever randomly ran into. And, you know, eventually you get to do cool stuff like play for ESA, which is a huge honor. Again, thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for everybody coming by to support all the things.
Thank you so much for being on and indeed talking about what is so great about speedrunning. I think we can all agree on that one. Yeah, that was a great run. Thank you so much for that. We'll have more Castlevania coming up. We'll have Castlevania Rondo of Blood by Lad Mackey coming right after this intermission, and we'll see you soon.